have a bunch of tools on the website. Go check them out. I'll touch on quite a few things. This is an example of one of them. Yeah, you kind of need to adjust your, so depending on the screen size, it's problem in browsers is that yes, it works pretty well most of the time, but depending on your screen size, it might appear differently. So you have to like either, well, change the screen or adjust the zoom in the browser. In this case, yeah, it could be improved quite a bit in terms of how it adjusting itself to the size of the screen. Yes, something like this. Yeah, this one needs a bigger screen size. These things could have an option to remove the labels and things. See how we go. We have this weird screen anyway. Yeah, go check it out. Let me know how it looks like on your screen. Be good to know. Now this will be a random Friday, so we'll be looking at running local models in so we are in Visual Studio Code. We'll be probably using this Roo Code, which is they say it's a whole team of AI agent in your editor, which is, yeah, okay, fine. But then we might be using it with local models. And we might be reviewing a bunch of papers, and we were turning these papers into web applications. And that's what we are testing the models for. Sorry, so say it again. So essentially take videos or papers, turn them into interactive web applications that you can play with. So instead of reading text like this, which doesn't make any sense. It's funny, I actually talked to the author, said something like this needs to be translated into English, and they're like, what? This is English. But then, no, it is not English. If you get a bunch of equations, I couldn't even pass the abstract of the paper. I couldn't understand does anyone knows what's extrema is? What's extrema? So I might yeah, this will be pretty random. I'm happy to answer any questions. And let's actually try a co-host. Well, because there's no human available. If there would be a human, we'll be using a human, but there's no human, so we'll be using AI. So I'll try Google AI Studio using Gemini 2.5 Flash Live Preview, and I'll try that one. We'll share the screen with it for a sec. Let's actually start with something it surely knows a lot about. It's AI models. Yeah, I don't know which one. Did you use any of those? Ollama or LM Studio? Yeah, so we want to run a local model. Let's chat to Perplexity. Okay, do you know much about the Roo Code, specifically running local models in Roo Code within Visual Studio Code? Can you give me a quick conversational summary on this?
Sure. Roo Code is a tool that allows you to run local machine learning models directly on your computer. When using Roo Code in Visual Studio Code, you can manage and execute these models in an integrated development environment, which helps streamline your workflow. Essentially, you can write and test your code while working directly with your local models.
Can you talk properly and not use phrases like streamline your development, things like that? Just talk like normally.
Sure. To run local models in Roo Code in Visual Studio Code, you typically install Roo Code and set up a development environment. You create a new project in Visual Studio Code, write your code, and use Roo Code's functions to test and run the model locally. It's a straightforward way to develop and test your code without needing external servers.
Okay, so I'm in Visual Studio Code. I have Roo Code installed. And so what do I do next?
Next, you can start by creating a new Roo Code project. Open a terminal in Visual Studio Code and initialize your Roo Code environment. Then, you can start writing your code or loading a model. Finally, execute your code to test it locally.
Yeah, there's no screen sharing with this thing. We can give it to... Wait, I'm on another screen, so I have to... So I need Llama running locally, am I? Can you give me a quick summary of what's on the screen?
The screen displays the VS Code extension for Roo Code, an AI-powered tool. It shows details about the extension, including its various modes, smart tools, and marketplace information. The right side of the screen welcomes users to Roo Code and recommends LLM routers like OpenRouter and Requesty, along with an option to bring your own API key. There's also a message indicating that a valid model ID is required.
Okay, so I want to run a local model. How do we do that?
To run a local model, you would select Ollama from the API Provider drop-down menu. Then, you'll need to provide a valid model ID in the Model ID field. The default base URL is http://localhost port 11434.
Okay, can you explain this drop-up?
That's the modes drop-down menu, which currently shows architect selected. It allows you to switch between different specialized modes of Roo Code, such as code for writing and refactoring, ask for questions and explanations, debug for diagnosing issues, and orchestrator for coordinating tasks across multiple modes. You can also create custom modes to tailor Roo's behavior.
Okay, there's no text-to-speech, which will be a bit of a problem. Is the text-to-speech on the screen? Can you see it?
I do not see a text-to-speech feature on the screen. The highlighted area is a text input field where you can type your task.
Can you look up if I can add the speech-to-text in Roo Code?
I am sorry, I cannot look up external information.
Okay, wait, it's turned off at the moment, that's fine. Let's move to another screen. Yeah, they're essentially charging you the same $20 per month for that. Yeah, want to run a local model. I might do this offline. Let me know if anyone is actually doing this already. Let me know how it's working for you. Okay, anyway, anything we do is available on BioniChaos.com. Go check it out.